Welcome to aminacademy.com. In heat and mass transfer, let us discuss about heat transfer by conduction. Regarding that, we'll do about Fourier's law of heat conduction. The rate of flow of heat through a simple homogeneous solid is directly proportional to the area of the section at the right angles to the direction of heat flow and to change the temperature with respect to length of the path of the flow. Now, let us discuss further. Here, mathematically, we can represent the Fourier's law like Q equal Q is proportional to A into dt by dx, where Q equal heat flow through a body per unit time, through a body per unit time, that is in watts. Now A equal surface area of the heat flow. dt temperature difference of the faces of block homogeneous solid of thickness dx through which heat flow in degree Celsius or degree Kelvin. dx equal thickness of the body and direction of flow. In meter. Then we can write Q equal minus K A dt by dx. Here where K is a constant of proportionality. Now that minus sign indicates that decreasing temperature along with the direction of increasing thickness. That means temperature is decreasing while it is flowing from one end to another end. Now we have to get some assumption for this law. Conduction of heat takes place under steady state of conditions. The heat flow is unidirectional. The temperature gradient is constant and temperature profile is linear. There is no internal heat generation. The bonding surface are isothermal in character. The material is homogeneous and isentropic. That means the value of thermal conductivity is constant in all directions. Then some features of Fourier's law. It is applicable to all matter, maybe solid, liquid and gas. It is based on experimental evidence. It is a vector expression including that the heat flow rate is in the direction of decreasing temperature and is normal to an isotherm. It helps to define thermal conductivity K, that is a transport property of the medium through which the heat is conducted. Next we will discuss about thermal conductivity of material. Here, the amount of energy conducted through a body of unit area and unit thickness in unit time when the difference in temperature between the phases causing heat flow is unit difference. That means here the above formula we can write K equal Q over A dx by dt. For next one here for defining here we will avoid the minus sign. Then if when the value of K equal to 1, K equal to 1, when Q equal to 1, A equal to 1, and dt by dx equal to 1. Now we can write K equal Q by then we can put dx by dt, not 1, it's suppose it's L will do. Then therefore K we can write Q over L dx by here K equal dx by dt. Then we can write dx by dt. So the unit of K is W into 1 over m square into m over degree Kelvin or degree Celsius. So which is simplified, right? W over meter Kelvin or W over meter degree centigrade. Now we'll discuss now thermal conductivity in. Therefore we'll define the thermal conductivity. Now we'll define one more time. Thermal conductivity is the amount of energy conducted through a body of unit area and unit thickness in unit time when the difference in temperature between the phases causing heat flow is unit difference. Your dt by dx is not L, it is 1 only. Q by A equal to meter square. Then next one we'll discuss about thermal resistance. Here before that we'll discuss further about thermal conductivity. Thermal conductivity, that a property of material, depends essentially upon the following factors: material structure, moisture content, density of material, pressure and temperature of operating condition. These are the factors affecting the conductivity, thermal conductivity of the material. Here, for example, thermal conductivity of silver equal 410 watts per meter degree Kelvin. So for glass 0.05, very less, 0.05 W per meter degree Kelvin, watts per meter degree Kelvin. Like water have thermal conductivity is 0 to 55 to 0 to 7 watts per meter degree Kelvin, like that we can express. Now next one, thermal conductivity of the most material is linear. Thermal conductivity of the most material is linear function. So we can write K equal K0 1 plus beta T, where K0 is thermal conductivity at 0 degree. Thermal conductivity at 0 degree Celsius, and beta is temperature coefficient of thermal conductivity. Temperature coefficient coefficient of thermal conductivity. Now further, in case of solids and liquids, thermal conductivity K is only very weakly dependent on the pressure. In case of gases, the value K is independent of pressure near standard atmospheric. In case of non-metallic solids, thermal conductivity of porous material depends upon the type of gas or liquid present in the voids. The thermal conductivity is increased with the increase in density. Now, next one, thermal resistance. Thermal resistance is nothing but temperature difference by thermal difference temperature is RTH is equal dx over K into A. The reciprocal of the thermal resistance is dx by Ka. The reciprocal of the thermal resistance of RTH is called thermal conductance is thermal conductance. Now for picture we can write here, suppose T1 temperature, this end temperature is T2, your thermal resistance or TH is dx by Ka. Now let us do one example problem regarding conductance. Calculate the rate of heat transfer per unit area through a copper plate 60 mm thick, whose one face is maintained at 400 degrees Celsius and the other face is 50 degrees Celsius. Take the thermal conductivity of the copper is 370 watts per meter per Celsius. Now temperature difference. Temperature difference, that is dT equal T2 minus T1. Therefore dT equal 400 minus 50 equal 350 degree Celsius. Length L equal 60 mm, which is equal 0.06 meters. Conductivity K equal 370 watts per meter degree Celsius. Now applying Fourier's law by Fourier's law, Q equal minus Ka dt by dx, which is equal minus Ka into T2 minus T1 over L, which is equal minus 370 into area QBA equal to Ka will not come here. Ka dt by dx Ka L, that or Q equal Q by A, means per meter square area equal minus K dt by dx. So we'll put the values minus 370 into 50 minus 400 50 minus 400 over length is 0.06. Let us calculate this value is 370 multiplied 350 divide 0.06 equal you can write 2158 333.33 watts per meter square, which is equal for 6 places moving, that is 2.1583 megawatts per meter square. We have done. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.